Hey, this is Wes from Team DGA. Andy from the DGA Discord asked me to do a quick little rundown of all the hurricanes that I own. So here's that quick little in the bag. All right, so across these two bags, I've got 19 hurricanes. Starting from the most understable, we have Shasta Chris Hurricane, really flexy. This is a thrown flat, almost burn over to roller disc. This would probably work as a Tempest replacement. Maybe a touch more stability than a Tempest, but pretty close. Then in my actual bag, I've got this absolute beat to crap bar stamp Proline Soapy. This is currently the most understable hurricane that I bag. I use this for rollers and long turnovers, and it's my primary forehand disc. Next up, we've got an old multi-stamp SP Hurricane. This is from, let's see, 2012. This might be the oldest disc that I own, possibly. Just a touch more stable than the Proline, but also pretty unstable at this point. This is a hyzer flip to turnover, big distance. Then next up we have this beautiful 170 gram circle stamp Proline Hurricane that I got from Kevin. This is my absolute bomber disc. This thing will flip up, ride a bit right, but always comes back at the end. Since it's a lighter weight, it just gets a little bit extra carry for me. This is probably my go-to Hurricane right now. All right, then we'll switch back over here. We've got two Cat 5 Hurricanes. This was a special run. I believe it was specifically for the Players' Cup tournament. So this was a small batch of Proline Hurricanes. They're all black. Surprisingly, not terribly stable. Just kind of a notch up from this circle stamp. They still have some okay stability to them, but they flip up a lot more than I anticipated they would. I think one of these will probably make it in the bag next as my next go-to once this circle stamp gets a little too flippy. Moving up from the Cat 5s, we have a couple other circle stamps. This old purple one. I don't know why. There we go. This old purple one and this old orange. These two are pretty interchangeable as far as stability goes. They've got a little flip to them, but they always come back unless they're thrown into a headwind. Then next up we have some stock Proline Hurricanes. I actually expected these to be a lot more stable, but when I went out and did field testing, they have a little bit of flip to them. They're definitely more stable than the circle stamps that I have, but yeah, shockingly straight for being brand new Proline, and the plastic feels incredible. They've got a nice little dome to them. Then we've got one more stock Proline with my stamp, or with my logo dyed into it. Then next up we have a couple SPs. This is an old 2011. This might be the oldest one I own then. Old 2011 SP. This is actually, I could see this being very similar to that orange one. After it hits a few more trees, this thing's still brand new despite its age. And surprisingly not as overstable as I expected. And we'll get to that in just a second, why I have that feeling. We've got a stock SP here. This is definitely more overstable than the old run. And then we've got this bad boy. This is one of the most overstable Hurricanes I own. I'm jumping ahead a bit in stability, but this thing is so flat it's puddle topped. This is the second most overstable Hurricane out of the entire collection. This thing flies like a Hypercane. It is in the bag exclusively for hard anti-flexes and hurricane force winds. Back over here, we've got another bar stamp, Proline. This one is still brand new, so it's still got a ton of stability into it. It's more overstable than all the other Prolines and even the SPs for some reason. It's pretty flat, a little stiff. That might be contributing to its stability. And then next up, we have two of the 2022 Andrew Marweed Tour Series Hurricanes. These things are just so flat. They don't really have much glide to them. They don't go very far for me. Maybe in the future, if I can improve my power on my sidearms, these would be really solid forehand discs for me. But for the time being, they're just kind of sitting in the bag. We'll see if we ever end up using those. Next up, this one's kind of an anomaly. So unlike all the other circle stamps, which are relatively straight with some flip to them, this thing is a beefcake. It's super stiff, not much dome to speak of at all, almost board flat. But man, this thing is a wind fighter. Crazy overstable for a circle stamp. This was in the bag for a little while, but I switched over to that pink SP. And then finally, the most overstable Hurricane that I own, old school SP Flex. Got a lot of give to it. It's super flat, board flat, so it's got no glide. This thing just wants to go, it just wants to dump immediately. Literally as soon as it leaves your hand, it just starts fading. It's basically useless, in my opinion, unless you're trying to use it as like a Nuke OS or Hellfire replacement. That's basically the only thing that I could possibly think to use it as. Personally, probably would be incredible for distance thumbers, but yeah, this thing's just staying in the collection as kind of a novelty at this point. Maybe if I end up losing all of my other super overstable discs, I'll toss this back in the bag, but yeah, this is just too much disc for me. So that's everything as far as Hurricanes go. The rest of these are all Hypercanes. This Proline one that I beat the crap out of, it flies like a Tempest now. These Austin Hannums are incredible. They basically fly like Hurricanes, but with a slightly better rim. Got a nice domey first flight. Tons of beef. And then I've got kind of a flat top one as well. Feels a lot better for sidearms, but I don't really need that much overstability for sidearms. So that's it when it comes to my Hurricanes and Hypercanes. Thanks for watching.